Welcome to the IT Career Energizer podcast. For anyone who wants to build and grow a career in IT, develop and improve your strengths and skills, be inspired and motivated by the successes of others, manage your career progression, and achieve your IT career goals. And now, your host, Phil Burgess.
Welcome to episode 286 of the IT Career Energizer podcast. My guest on today's show is the author of Rock the Tech Stage and Create and Deliver a Killer Product Demo. After a decade and a half in the technology arena, he embarked on a mission to help people in technology companies present better, inspire others, and sell more. And since 2014, he has been hosting the public speaking podcast Time to Shine, for which he has interviewed more than 150 communication professionals. He works as a sales engineer at Ubisecure, and he was born and raised in Peru, but now lives in Finland. So welcome to the podcast, Oscar Santolalla.
Good morning, Phil.
Hi, Oscar. So obviously that was a very brief introduction. Could you maybe give us a bit of an understanding of what you do and your role in particular as a sales engineer?
Absolutely, thanks. Yes, as you said, I am from Peru, and I've been living already more than 10 years here in Finland. My studies were in electronic engineering, and then at some point I moved to IT, more the digital world. And through many years, in the beginning, I was working more into technical support, network administration, but later I got first of all, very intrigued about the information security, something that is extremely important today. So my career went going in that direction. And what I do today, that is sales engineer. Ubisecure is a Finnish company here in Helsinki that deals with digital identity, more specifically customer identity and access management is very linked to security, to data privacy. So those are topics that I'm really passionate about. That and yeah, the role of sales engineer as well. If someone doesn't understand, is between sales and the technical thing itself. When a customer wants to know more, understand the product, especially in complex products, in enterprise software, the salespeople will do the first engagement with the customer, the first conversations but when there is a need to know more how this software is going to impact, how we are going to integrate it, make it happen in practice, then we are there to do demos and to solve questions, guide the customers.
Yeah, so I think obviously that's probably a role that a lot of people probably aren't aware of that exists as such. Yeah. And as you've described it very well, but presumably it is very much a supporting role as well in terms of both your sales team and the end client.
Yeah, that's correct.
Good. Okay, wanted to make sure that was clear. Right, fine. So, Oscar, can you share with us a career tip, one that the audience may not be aware of and perhaps should be?
Sure, there are quite many, but I decided to pick this one. Always invest in developing your skills at any moment of your careers. It might be when you are starting, that of course maybe you just finished the college or are about to finish the college and you have let's say limited skills. Also later in your career, when you are, let's say, just getting deeper into something or just doing a detour on what you were doing before. Important. What I mean investing is, of course, you have to invest your time, but a lot you have to put the hours there to work hard and do the hands-on talking about IT. But also be ready and open to invest money on that, is because there is a lot of things you can learn from free and on the internet. Really a lot. But sometimes the best is not for free. I mean, there you have to invest in books. For instance, books is one thing. Often when I really want to go deep into something, I buy some books. The same is there are online courses. and even conferences that are not only talks but also more practical workshops, sessions. So yeah, be ready to invest on that, because that will definitely help you to learn faster.
Yes, I think you made two good points there. In particular, that it's not just about money, though; it is time as much as anything else. And there is a lot of information out there, and there's some good information you can get your hands on. And there are so many mediums and places that you can go to get that information. But sometimes it is a paid course that or has a specific objective that will actually make you focus in and do what you need to do to sort of take your career forward.
Mhm. Yeah, it can take you faster, right? You can try on yourself a lot, but if you get stuck, well, ask for help, and if needed, invest in some better training way to learning. Yeah.
It's something obviously I would say anyway that it should be a continuous part of your career development. So it shouldn't necessarily be something you're focusing on at the start. Um, you naturally learn anyway, but it's something you need to continually do to ensure that your skills and your ability to help, if you like, or make a difference to the company you're working for is always up to date, and then you can give them that extra edge, if you like. Yeah. Okay. Oscar, can you maybe tell us about your worst IT career moment and what you learned from that experience?
Well, quite interesting. But I pick one that have two lessons. I would say it's one that I remember is when I had my very first presentation at work. So in my first paid work, full time paid work, I had to do a presentation to internally to a group of people. There was I was in the information technology office, and there was for the whole organization, let's say, innovation idea contest. So there were different teams, have some innovation ideas for the company, and let's pitch and let's see who wins on that. And there was a team, and the team leader was, of course, one more experienced guy, and who at first he said, "Okay, I'm going to present that," but as he was not involved in the idea, in the end he declined to present. He said, "No, okay, no, I'm not going to present, because actually it's not good to speak something you don't really know," which actually is true. I have to admit that's true. Yes. So what happened? I had to present that, and was completely unprepared for that. I was completely well, I could say scared. I mean, I didn't know what to do, but I had to do it. So I went there, and I remember, first of all, I was sitting down in front of the computer. Sitting down means hiding, so I didn't have the the courage to even stand up. And I remember I was with the mouse. I was a bit shaking. I mean, and you can see the mouse shaking on the screen. So this, well, I don't know if it was the worst career, but definitely not a good experience. And a couple of things, and a couple of things I learned from there is definitely have to get used to speak. That's one thing, and of course took me years to be very comfortable. Luckily, yeah, no, at some point I'm completely different in that aspect. But the other thing is about leadership. Not take the leadership. Why we had to wait that someone else does that. No, if we are know that if we are sure that we can do that, take the leadership just for presenting or for telling our ideas. Yeah, speak up, or yeah, that's I think super important. Leadership is important, and that comes to any situation. You don't have to be the boss or officially the team leader to have leadership in some aspects of your job. Let's say a software developer can be can take leadership in taking in saying this is what I think. These are the decisions. I make sure that this has the quality, etc. So there are many ways to take leadership.
There are. That's a very good point, and probably one that not often is picked up on. But at any given time, you can provide a point of view that can be described as leadership, because you are giving the benefit of your experience and your knowledge that becomes the recommendation for how the team proceeds.
Hmm.
Okay, Oscar, can you tell us about your IT career highlight?
Yes, I'm definitely after. I mean, I've been doing also after the IT, the technical support, beginnings of my security expertise. I move at some point to product development, and then I um, at some point I had to change again. That led to my current role that I think that I'm not completely sure that is the one that fits me the most in this intersection of persuasion, sales, communications, and technology. But because I really like technology, I like to know and I like to play around to get the hands dirty from time to time, definitely. So pivoting to this role of sales engineer, I think is one of the biggest achievements in my career, and that happened after exploring many things. First of all, building skills on communication skills through the years, gaining confidence on that, and noticing that doing a role purely technical was not. I was not really exploiting the best of my potential if I do a role that is completely technical. So bringing this work together, my technical skills and my interest in technology plus the communication skills, I found this role as sales engineer that fits me pretty well. Is what I do today. Is very
Okay, I mean, you obviously, it sounds like you definitely enjoy what you do. Is that something you foresee yourself doing for several years to come?
Yeah, I think so. I've been doing already 3 years, and the job before that was mix on that already sales into technology. So yeah, I see myself doing different more of this.
Yeah. Okay. And Oscar, what excites you about the future of the industry and careers in IT?
Yes, what really excites me is that we can solve real and big problems that the society needs today. Which I don't know if they are more than before, but there are many. And as we saw from the pandemic from last year, yeah, new big problems. We didn't have that a few years back. So there are a lot of problems that we can solve. We have the skills and we have the even this relatively a power. By being in the IT world, we are in a more powerful position compared to other professions, I would say, because we many almost everything is around software, around technologies. So if we are already there, we have to take advantage of this, let's say, power position, in a way, power position, I would say. So because we have the skills, we are there, we are known there, so we can make impact. And for instance, I mentioned the pandemic. Cybersecurity is something that can help lot of people in organizations, governments. Yeah. So
Yes, no, that makes sense. I mean, you touched on the pandemic there, and um, there's definitely been a shift in the way society uses technology as a result of the pandemic. Do you think that's going to make or have an impact on the industry as a whole going forwards?
yeah, it has had already just the fact that many people are the ones who can do it. Of course, work remotely, are forced to work remotely. That's changed a lot. We know, we predict that in the future, even if the pandemic is completely controlled, people great number of people will prefer to work remotely anyway, or have the freedom to do it if they can decide. So, but in that future, or in today's, we have to be well prepared for that, to be well secure, and while we are doing everything from home, which is a completely different environment from the information security point of view. It's much more vulnerable, so there's a lot to do there.
Yes. Okay, we're going to go into the reveal round now. We're going to find out a little bit more about you and the way you think. You ready for this?
Yes.
So, what first attracted you to a career in IT?
In the So I finished my university bachelor studies in the 1999. So that was around those years. It was I don't know if some remember the telecommunications boom, which meant that the biggest part of the infrastructure that we have today was done at that time. Was we don't see it nowadays. We take it for granted. But at that time, we were putting a lot of satellite networks, huge fiber optics, submarine fiber optics, and also in the land. Yeah, there was a lot of the big part of the mobile networks were put at that time. There are a lot of things that we take for granted. For instance, we can talk, for instance, from any different city from a mobile phone via the mobile network. Imagine from UK, London, from UK to let's say Mexico City. Yeah, you're talking by mobile network. Yeah, of course. You know, in your cities you see these antennas everywhere. But in the cities, from antenna to antenna, the communication. But from London to Mexico City is you have to cross the, the Atlantic. So this infrastructure was done some time ago. Of course, has been upgraded. But yeah, so in this telecommunication boom, I was very attracted about that. But yeah, among that, the information security, there was one component that was already getting clear is important, but is more important today. That was what led me to I go in that direction instead of working, let's say, in manufacturing, automation. That could have been other paths.
Okay. And what is the best career advice you've ever received?
One that is I heard one person who I consider a mentor early in my career. He told me become a problem solver. And well, it sounds kind of obvious for many people in IT, but and it's something that I use very often when in my first years doing technical support and as a network administrator. But yes, it's thinking that as IT you will have all the time problems, small and big problems. So you have to have this mindset that I have to find ways to solve these problems. Find my own way to do it. In one of the things I learned when I came to Finland for study my master was that a lot of the assignments were self-learning. Means that you have this assignment, do this, program this, do this project, and here you have one page with instructions, and see you in 2 or 3 months. Just do it.
Yes. Yes. Okay. And what is the worst career advice you've ever received?
I would say it's when people tell you work hard or be the best, and you will be successful, which is not completely true. That's not enough. Of course, you have to become good at something. Work hard is important. I truly believe that working hard is important, but also you need to make sure that others see what you do and appreciate your value. And this is why communicating is important, showing what you do and telling your ideas why you do the things, and becoming visible now in this internet very connected world. It's good that people see you in Twitter, LinkedIn, or in, I don't know, Quora, that they see that you say what you're doing, and so people you gain the reputation as well. That's going to be very important for your career.
Yeah, indeed. If you were to begin your career again in today's world, what would you do?
Yes, as I said, I started my career doing technical support, which means using tools, someone else's tools. But if I would start today, I would build tools. I will be in a startup or in a organization, in a company that is building tools, but building tools that protect us from the internet or from all these dangerous threats and cyber criminals, etc. So I would focus on that, on doing the technology that respects people, respects people's privacy. So I would do something related to that if I start my career today.
Yeah, I think that would be a very good area to get into, definitely. And what career objectives are you currently focusing on?
Yes, of course, I do as much as I can in speaking. I've been doing already that, but also in the company I work in, Ubisecure, actually one of my responsibilities also has been the sales engineering team is doing training. Actually, I lead the product training program that is called I Am Academy. So my objective is to continue to deliver an amazing training program, doing better and better, so I can serve better the customers, partners.
And what's the number one non-technical skill that has helped you in your career so far?
Yeah, it's definitely communication skills. It's also, I think creativity is also part of that helped me to do things different. Yeah, but definitely communication skills. In several of the roles I had when I was in product development, doing demos already at that time internally. That was super important to help everybody in the organization see the value what we're doing, the progress, and yeah, and nowadays in working in sales is super important. And as I said, speaking also outside the company in the things that I care. So communication skill is super important.
What do you do to keep your own career energized?
I think learning new things is always important. Learning new things. I do my best to things that are somehow connected to what I do. Learn a bit more. There's so much today. It's impossible to learn everything, but yeah, learning new things, both in the ideas that people are talking about. See which one is truly important for your career, and also for getting your hands dirty, learning the technical things as well.
And what do you do in your spare time away from technology?
Well, it's tricky because today, as I told you, for instance, now it's snowing here in Finland. It's minus 10, something like that. It's quite
it's
cold.
not surprising, really.
Yeah, it's nice to see it from inside. From the window, it looks beautiful, definitely. But I would do more sports if it's not this cold with lockdown. But what everybody can do is reading books, and now I'm pushing myself to read more into fiction because I'm more into reading non-fiction. But reading fiction is quite fascinating. Today I'm reading a Peruvian classic in literature called Deep Rivers, Los Ríos Profundos by Jose Maria Arguedas, and it's about the Andean cosmovision and culture. Is quite fascinating, the geography and how was this society in almost 100 years ago.
Right. Okay. And Oscar, can you share a parting piece of career advice with us?
Yes, I think, and that's something I try always to do, and I hope I did a good job today as well in this conversation with you, is become storytellers. I would say people become storyteller and practice all the time. Everybody has interesting stories for others that people has not heard, and well, now it's not easy to have these coffee room conversations, but anytime you talk, tell stories, practice telling your own stories is a great tool.
It is. It's a very good way of conveying your ideas as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When people can paint a picture in their minds, they will remember and they will like you. They will be inspired by you. There are so many reasons why.
Exactly. Yeah. And Oscar, how can we find out more about you and connect with you?
Sure. I'm active in mostly LinkedIn and Twitter, and both are active. Oscar Santolalla. You will search and you will find me there. And of course, if you can see more about my latest book that I released last December, it's called Rock the Tech Stage. There's a website called rockthetechstage.com, and naturally you can find it on Amazon and other bookshops.
Oscar, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. It's been great chatting with you.
It was my pleasure, Phil. All the best.
Hi, Phil here again. Just a final few words from me. Firstly, I'd like to thank my guests for sharing their career tips, experiences and insights with us on the show today. As you probably know, there have been more than 200 guests on the show so far, and I'm continuing to try to attract new guests that can provide great insights to all of us. However, to enable me to do this, I need to ensure that the podcast continues to grow and reach an extended audience. And you can help me in doing this by subscribing to the show and providing a rating and review in whichever platform you listen to. Thanks again for your support, and until next time, Have a great week.
Thanks for listening to the IT Career Energizer podcast. To find out more about building a successful career in IT, visit itcareerenergizer.com.